Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot. So, as promised, I wanted to do a read for this new moon solar eclipse that's currently coming up on October 2nd. But before we begin, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for all your love and support. Truly, in all the ways that you've built this channel up and raised it up and helped lift me up as well. Truly, it has made me melt, and it's been incredible to connect with you guys. And so thank you guys so much. I love you back. So let's get started. So, as I said, this new moon coming up on October 2nd is going to be in Libra, which is all about leaning into balance. You'll find opportunities to negotiate without compromising values, without compromising principles, and without compromising needs. And then on top of that, this is the second out of a set of 3 solar eclipses that we're experiencing. We had one in September. No pressure, but if you haven't seen the video, certainly check it out. And then there's also the third one will be coming up on October 17th here. So we'll have 2 here coming in October. Now, to start off this solar eclipse new moon, what we've got in the tarot is that really with the Hangman, this is all about spiritual growth and self-sacrifice, But really, this is going to be where you're gaining a new perspective as well as having trust that's being tested. Very much in unconventional ways as well. But what is really beautiful about this for us Virgos as well in particular is that it's really going to speak to our values, our self-worth, our finances, and our monetizable skills. And so with this at the forefront of our focus, this eclipse will really show you how to put your money where your mouth is. And also to what to fight for and what not to fight for. And so with us being focused on our self-worth, values, finances, this is about prosperity. This is about familial bliss as well as marriage, but it's about the stability and the peace and the harmony and balance that you find in your day-to-day life, as well as within your values and your ethics. And like I say, this is an opportunity as well to come to the table to negotiate without compromising any of those, any of your values, any of your principles, and also and most importantly, your needs in relationships that really, truly will be a foundation of seed planting for equity and for love, I guess is how I would put it. But really, it's about that success. And so really what I see here as you walk into this, you've got this focus on financial bliss, on familial bliss here as well. And also too, you're coming in with this self-discipline, with that independent thinking. And you absolutely do have good news coming in, but this is going to really set the stage for an inner peace that will manifest in your outer world as well in the 3D. But with the 5 of Cups here, there's also some regret. There's also some heavy-heartedness, some despair. And through this transition, as you walk into this new moon, like I say, this is really an opportunity to end cycles that hurt us, basically, to address problems at the root and end those cycles. And so it could be basically that you're just finally letting go of what you've been holding on to, that loss that you've been holding on to, that regret you've been holding on to as well, as even to potentially the despair that it's caused. But really what it's forcing us to do in a lot of ways is to cherish the present. Now, that said, with us, it's going to affect a lot of our values, self-worth, finances. However, solar eclipses in Libra really ask us to clean house, or no pressure, but they also spark events that clean house for us. And so it's one of those things where if action's not taking, the universe may give us a little nudge. I do want to prepare you though, during this time, this is where things that have been suppressed or repressed can kind of bubble up to the surface and can basically be expressed in ways where the tempers are basically tested. And so again, I do see a lot of that test here too, not only with trust, but it will be a good test of emotions in that way. Now, the one forewarning I really have though is this will teach you what to fight for and what not to fight for. And words during this time can potentially very much be spoken. So just word to the wise. But what seeds are planted during this time, during this new moon and during the solar eclipse, basically will eventually cause a betterment of a situation. And so, like I say, it'll test values that you hold and how you're willing to actually hold them in day-to-day life and live by them. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, share your story of what transpires for you. That is a lot. I am going to take this back. That's quite a bit, but the moon is absolutely speaking. Okay, actually, maybe I spoke too soon here. Okay, I'll take them. Sorry, I'm listening to spirit. So what I see here is that this is voluntary change. You're absolutely going to have your intuition really awakened at this time, but there's also a lot of shadow work that has an opportunity, basically. And like I say, this is about showing you how to put your money where your mouth is. It'll test your values that you hold and how willing you are to actually live by them. And so now is the time really to defend your principles and fight for the income and financial situation that you'd like to have and that, most importantly, you deserve. No longer will you be sitting in this area where you've been excessively worried or pressured, especially when it comes to, basically what you're carrying, the financial burdens and responsibilities. Spirit is basically saying that is nearing an end with this solar eclipse and this new moon. Instead, what's going on is an external strength and an internal strength where you absolutely will receive that confirmation that you are indeed headed in the right direction. You're putting action and momentum into this. And this will be a Cancerian energy for you. It'll absolutely be that emotional point, basically, where you're really truly defending the financial situation that you absolutely deserve. This eclipse, to also forewarn you, especially for us Virgos, may also cause a new beginning in finances and or radical change in your values and your self-worth. And so this is movement. What I also see here for those that are working on philanthropic option or opportunities, networking, or even looking at what you're building in your career, whether it be working for somebody or for yourself. But this is basically one step away from success. But it's also a commitment. Your trust is being tested, and you're coming through this solar eclipse committed to yourself, committed to what you're building, and committed to the divine. You're seeking cooperation, you're exploring new territories, and you're manifesting. You're using that creative power, you're using that self-mastery, as well as that resilience, and basically putting plans into action at this point. Like I say, this is the time of knowing and learning what to fight for and what not to fight for. And this is, again, it's about your financial situation, your principles that you're standing for, whether it be feeling strongly about working for somebody or, most importantly, working with people. And you're being recognized for your work. This is monetary rewards that you're also starting to see. You're also starting to receive will start to receive collaborations. And so where you had seen this Five of Cups here in the past, this heavy-heartedness or this mourning of loss, that's going to be changing, basically. Like I say, you're putting your money where your mouth is. You're really using that resource, that dedication, that commitment, and that passion and investment of your energy in a wise and strategic way that's very focused. You're moving away from social norms. I do want to also say that you're moving away from deception, from feeling isolated. Also, too, you're moving away from the wrong partners, basically. What I do see in this is that, what's put you in this Five of Cups position in a lot of ways was due to a lot of deception surrounding you. The Seven of Swords is always about ulterior motives that don't necessarily have your best interest at heart. You're standing your ground. And this is a turning point. This is a turn for the better, but more importantly, it's a good fortune. The wheel is turning in your favor. Now, that said, this will be a test, like I say. And one thing that you will definitely also learn through what to fight for, what not to fight for, is a temptation of what not to fight for. How to fight for what you believe in, how to fight for your values and your principles without compromising them, but in a way that really seeks win-win solutions. One thing that can happen during this time, especially with Mars being in Scorpio and being square to this eclipse, right? The solar eclipse during this new moon as well, no pressure. But basically, we'll know what to say that really hurts. This is a point too where things that have been repressed, like I say, it's caused, this kind of resentment in a lot of ways, this betrayal that you've had to endure. People basically maybe taking advantage of you in a lot of ways have made you feel defeated in a lot of ways, or feel humiliated or frustrated. That can bubble up to the surface, like I said, like I kind of was talking about before. Tempers erupting, harsh words being spoken. And so now is the time where you may also feel with the solar eclipse what I would describe as righteous rage, basically, where you're like I say, what not to fight for. You're in the ego, you're in that hurt ego, and more importantly, and it's kind of that barbed heart wire energy. And so just be careful, because if care is not taken, this could erupt in unfair ways, basically, that can lead you to act with a lack of integrity, a lack of kindness, and also a lack of self-responsibility. So just, like I say, this is about learning what to fight for, what not to fight for. And the best way that I always look at that is, a wise woman once told me, basically, the truth is important, right? The truth hurts at times. It's very transparent, and sometimes, depending upon whether we're ready to receive it or not, whether we're capable, if we're vulnerable or in the what emotional state we're in, if we're capable of receiving it at that time as well, really depends a lot on how it's delivered. There's two sides to that coin, right? And so basically, where the truth can hurt, how it's delivered can really change the impact of that. And especially when tempers are kind of at the forefront of throwing fire, words can really have an impact more than we really, and cut deeper than we would really intend when things boil up. It's important to ask ourselves, is it hurtful or is it helpful? And if we know that it is hurtful, not to break out a Midwest nice and brush things under the rug and not address anything. That is not what I mean. I am just saying. But instead, how can we deliver it in a way that it's choosing the right time, the right atmosphere, that we create this safe space so that people are ready to receive it, and then also delivered in a way with care so that it's helpful and it's not hurtful. It's those constructive criticisms, those crucial conversations. But really, it's really addressing the problems at the root to end cycles that hurt us, and remembering to choose justice over vengeance. And I know at times, especially when emotions are high, they can look very similar. So, just saying. What I see in the tarot, though, with this is that really by learning what to fight for and what not to fight for, truly by standing in that power where you're defending your principles, fighting for the income in particular, for, and financial situation that you'd like to have and that that you deserve, focusing on negotiating without compromising your values or your principles or your needs. Spirit is saying justice is in your favor. Wishes really do come true. And through this eclipse, again, this is where the eclipse will show us not only where to put our money, or to put our money where our mouth is and make wise investments, but also standing firm in our values, our self-worth, and our finances, as well as monetizable skills, and keeping those at the forefront. And so where that's kind of tied in with career, because it does kind of go hand in hand, especially for us Virgos being a sign of service, you will see a door open with this eclipse where material success will start to come through. Rather than loss, you'll see gain, basically. And that's also in happiness and enjoyment with the people that surround you, especially with the Lover's card. This is basically a balance of the mind and the heart, but it's also about connections. It's about choosing the right partners, investing your energy in the right tribe, the right people, and utilizing your intuition and your discernment to know the difference on when to give your energy to people who deserve it and hold it back from people that maybe don't value it as much as you might intend or as much as you deserve as well. And with the Queen of Wands, This is all about you standing in your optimism. Like I say, you're choosing love. You're choosing to defend your principles and fight for what truly is meant for you through your self-worth, through your finances, your monetizational skills, your monetizable skills as well. But also too, you're standing in a way that's leading with love, basically. And this solar eclipse and new moon will also lend itself to basically enabling you to hold that strong will, as well as remain steadfast and grounded, being down to earth in what you're doing, and being grounded and connected with the divine, listening humbly for those signs. And so, like I say, for this second eclipse out of the set of 3, this is about throwing fire. It's about leaning into that balance, and also to taking heed on what to fight for and what not to fight for, learning what to fight for and what not to fight for, but also to being open to knowing that the seeds that we plant during this time will eventually cause a betterment of a situation, especially when it comes to crucial conversations. So let's take a look at the Herbal Witches Tarot here too. Spirit, thank you. What additional messages do you have? Oh, I love it when the cards talk so easy. I tell you, you guys, and connecting with you guys, it's just amazing how messages come through. It's so enlightening, and it really is a breath of fresh air, I'm just saying. And if that resonates if as much for you as it does for me, put a heart in the comments below, because I love you back. But what we're seeing here is, okay, so I know that this came out and then this was underneath. So what we've got here is the presence of conflict. So like I say, just remember tempers, eruptions, knowing what to fight for, what not to fight for. Is it hurtful? Is it helpful? But there's friction basically surrounding you. You will absolutely be tempted or tested with disagreements during this time. And it's really due to chaos, friction, rivalry, competition. Underneath that, though, was the world. What Spirit is reminding you of again is leading with love, choosing to address problems at the root through crucial conversations so that you can end cycles that hurt, is really where the universe is moving in your favor. This is moving away from chaos, having, closing doors or ending cycles that hurt us, and moving towards completion. Moving towards success, and the universe is with you. The divine is with you. And most importantly, standing in your high priestess power, your intuition will guide you. Your discernment will guide you. Like I say, this is all about knowing what to fight for and what not to fight for, knowing what to invest in and not what to invest in, and how to put your money where your mouth is and stand firm in that. And that's through your discernment. That's through your enlightenment, as well as your connection to the divine here, and also trusting in your intuition. Spirit is reminding you that justice truly is deserved here at this point. This is fighting for the financial, especially in our wheelhouse with finances. This is about fighting for the income and financial situation that you'd not only like to have, but that you deserve. This eclipse will cause a new beginning in finances and or radical change in values and self-worth. But this is standing firm in knowing exactly your potential and what it's capable of. And most importantly, standing in your truth. If you are facing any type of legal aspects or injustices that have been happening, especially with, like I say, this is a crucial conversation and it can either go one of two ways. What to fight for and what not to fight for. Justice over vengeance. Spirit is reminding you to choose justice. This will go in your favor, and it really is a focus on fairness. Now, Spirit, thank you. So what I also see here as well is it's fairness against deception and lies, fairness against manipulation. You will be tested, basically who you're working, what you're coming up against, I guess, or coming across is somebody that could be very manipulative, has a lot of deceit. They're absolutely known for theft or for cheating and deception as well. And so instead of basically, how to put it, coming at them with, all that Mars Scorpion energy, instead manifest the rational thinking They are going to tempt you through a lot of different things, whether it be, what I'm really getting here is not love bombing. I'm not coming up with the right term. Gaslighting. There we go. A lot of gaslighting, basically, is how I would put it. This is the time to use your discernment, use your logic, use your authority as well, and rational thinking to really see through that, but most importantly, to stay objective and to stay self-disciplined in your temper and how you carry yourself in your values, and also to stand firm in knowing your self-worth, knowing what you deserve, knowing what what truly is meant for you, but knowing what your integrity is, that you walk in kindness, that you have that self-responsibility, taking responsibility for actions on your side, as well as manifesting correct action or corrective action that's needed for the situation. And like I say, just to, I know that was a lot, kind of negative, but either way, I just want to reaffirm, during this solar eclipse, it's about the seeds that you plant. They will eventually cause a betterment of the situation. So silence is violence, I guess, is how I would put it in what I'm getting in this manifestation with that, or in this reading with that. So with the King of Cups, it's kind of sweet here. You've got two rational cards here. And so Spirit's just saying, again, remember, keep your rationality and emotions in balance. Come to the table with calm faithfulness, wise, caring leadership, but also to leading by example with maturity and wisdom through your spirituality. You may not be dealing with the most emotionally responsible or mature individuals here in this conflict. And so really you may need to it'll be a good test where you'll really need to come to the table through balance and through harmony and through love and peace and friendships and partnerships, knowing that it's not just cutting ties, you're ending cycles that that hurt us, but really it's addressing problems at the root in an objective way, so that the seeds that you plant for relationships are really coming to the table and reaffirmed through equity and love. And again, that's that leg up with Libra. It's going to ask us to clean house, or it'll spark events that will clean house for us. And this is kind of one of them. What I also see in this is that really, like I say, it's learning what to fight for and what not to fight for. So you will see the presence of temptation during this time. I'm so sorry. This person is going to rock your world in a very, very temperish way. But like I say, this is a temptation or a test on loss of focus. Take this opportunity to really truly negotiate without compromising values, principles, or needs. Stand firm, especially in your needs at this time. And at the bottom of the deck, like I say, we've got the battle is half won. You persevere through this. Make sure that you've got that tenacity and that you know your grit. Because really, truly, through this solar eclipse, there is absolutely arrival of good news. You've got the charisma, and you will gain freedom. You will be defending your principles. You will be fighting for the income and financial situation that you deserve, and also to taking the opportunity and the blessing that this eclipse will bring with causing a new beginning in your finances and or radical change in your values and self-worth. This solar eclipse will lift you up, especially with that moon in Libra, where you will be leaning into balance because you've grown. And this will really, confirm for you in a lot of ways how far you've come and how much you've grown. Basically, you are coming through in this solar eclipse and in this new moon, shining as the Queen of Pentacles, which is basically a nurturing person. Somebody who also is sensible, which, like I say, just to remind you, with tempers on the table, you may not be dealing with that on the other side. But either way, this is about trusting that truly security through your practicality, through your monetizable skills, through your values, your finances, your self-worth, taking advantage of the seeds that you plant in the way that truly are bringing radical change in your values, your self-worth, but taking action in the way that's helpful to address problems at the root. This is trust that truly success and wealth is meant for you. Security is meant for you. And this solar eclipse will absolutely be leaning into that balance. It'll throw fire towards that balance of knowing what to fight for and what not to fight for. And most importantly, what to invest your energy in. I guess what I really get, especially with the adversary that kind of came through on this, is I think in the biggest way that you'll kind of come leaving the table, or you'll leave the table. Basically, what I'm getting is that it's not worth your time to invest any type of emotion towards that. And so they very much will try and tempt you, try and hurt in a lot of ways as well. But I don't know why I'm getting this, but I'm getting the Taylor Swift song of like, shake it off, of like, it's not going to phase you, or you're just going to kind of leave this table in a lot of ways, walking away where it's just like, okay, well, I'm glad that's not me, I'm glad that I handled it to the best of my ability, and I'm so glad that I held my temper. I am so glad that I took care with my words and made sure that my delivery was as helpful as I could. But more importantly, I'm so glad that I came to the table with justice in mind, standing my ground without compromising my values, without compromising my principles or needs, and most importantly, not trying to seek vengeance for whatever low vibrational thing that just was. So, and if that resonates, by all means, share your story if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, just put a heart in the comments below, because certainly we are here with you to support you and send you all the love that you need during this solar eclipse and new moon here on October 2nd. So I also wanted to pull some spirit animal totems here, see what additional messages that we can gain here. Don't judge. Messages we can gain here from this reading before we go. But what Spirit's reminding us is, especially when it comes to financial aspects, especially when it comes to your self-worth, with valuing yourself, with valuing others, Spirit wants to remind you that you stand with the bison. You stand in a place of abundance. Sacred buffalo, cloak me with your wisdom. Cloak me in your wisdom. And so if you do feel tried and tempted during this time, this is a really great prayer. And so ask Spirit, cloak me, or to cloak you in his wisdom or her wisdom. Keep me warm through the storms of life. Fill my life with goodness. Teach me the way of gratitude and prayer. And with the moose, again, Spirit is reminding us, use your wisdom and your discernment. Let your head and mind reach to the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much, and so don't let anyone ever devalue you. Now is the time to defend your principles and fight for the income and the financial situation that you deserve, and the self-worth, and like I say, how you're treated, without, and also too, coming to the table without that righteous rage. And then two, Spirit's reminding us that with the dolphin, now is the time to remember to play. To carry that heart as light as a feather, as I would say, instead of covering it and protecting it in barbed wire. Swim in the happy joy of living. Inhale confidence. Exhale fear. Dive into your wisdom and go with the flow. And so this is amazing. It's like 3 back-to-back cards of like wisdom, discernment, wisdom. Know what to fight for, what not to fight for. Put your money where your mouth is. Speak confidently with your words. Make sure, in a way that it's confidently, that's also helpful, addresses the problem at the root, and ends cycles that hurt us, because we seek and we deserve justice. We do not seek vengeance, And so if that resonates, by all means, like I say, like, share, subscribe, help get this message out to other Virgos. That way we can all help lift each other up. But otherwise, too, if you feel comfortable, share your story in the comments below. That way we can help lift you up as well, help support you on this channel. Now, I do also want to go ahead and pull the Major Arcana here. For those of us who practice music therapy, especially with emotions at play this solar eclipse, let's take a look at some music therapy here, or even sound baths. something that, anything, with grounding, anything with salt baths as well, because that's incredibly cleansing, especially when it comes to negative energies. But try and play around with some music therapy. It's incredibly great for realigning your chakras, putting you back into your highest self so that you can make good decisions with clear-minded, logical, and rational thinking, as well as carrying leadership that leads the self as well as others through example. And it's through valuing that principle, valuing your needs, and negotiating those through opportunities of negotiating those without compromising. And so what we've got here is the D, the E, the D sharp, the A sharp, the B, and the G sharp. And so try fiddling around with those, clear some energy, get it realigned, get it moving. As a reminder, drink plenty of water. That's also incredibly great for cleansing as well as detoxifying, and then also replenishing once you get realigned so that you can really truly witness and receive the messages and the guidance from your intuition and from the divine as you conquer these challenges with flying colors. Now, just looking at the chakras here as well, what I do see is there is a bit of There is a bit of solar plexus right in the middle. We also have a bit of the crown. So we've kind of got this head, heart, solar plexus, and then quite a bit here of that. I'm sorry, did I say that wrong? I did. Let me take it back. Sorry, one more time. Third eye, not crown, and then crown. A lot of crown chakra over here. And so this is the time really to, really connect your energy with the universe. If you're feeling tried and tempted, if it's going to pull you out of character, especially with emotions, when words strike deep and when sparks fly with tempers, this is the time to connect with the divine, to really step back, count to 10, no pressure, just saying, take that breath in, exhale out that fear, exhale out any type of frustration or any type of temptation that will put you into a righteous rage or that makes you want to cover your heart with barbed wire. And instead, put your trust, put your faith, and put your heart and your mind's eye with the divine to seek guidance to go through this lesson here and to go through this solar eclipse and this new moon with justice rather than vengeance. And so I really truly hope this reading helps. Like I say, if you'd like to support the channel, please like, share, subscribe, comment, share your story in the comments below. That way we can help lift you up. Truly, I really love reading your guys' comments. I try and respond to each and every one of them because really, truly, you guys lift me up just as much as I hope these messages lift you up. So I just want to say a personal thank you, guys. You are amazing to each and every one of you guys. Also, too, super thankses are available. Super thanks are available as well. And then two, we've got the store available. And so all the designs on there are created in a way meant to inspire, to uplift, and then also to empower. And so take a look at the store, see what speaks to you, what's your empowerment words, so that you can walk into this new moon, walk into this solar eclipse, throwing fire in knowing what to fight for and what not to fight for and what to truly invest your energy in and put your money where your mouth is. And so take care. Happy solar eclipse. Happy new moon in Libra. Take care. Love and light. And I'll see you in the next reading.